Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin, Perkins, and Jim Fowler. The coexistence between humans and animals was an important topic on many episodes of Wild Kingdom, including the one you'll see tonight. Many organizations and cultures throughout the world remain committed to identifying ways to preserve and even enhance their natural environment. The Amazon rainforest is a terrific example of that collaboration in action. Native cultures who used to poach animals and slash and burn the forest now benefit from its beauty. The revenue generated through tourism has created sustainable jobs for many people who call the rainforest their home. Their future is very bright in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom is presented by Mutual of Omaha.
Hello. Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. This is a primitive crossbow, simple yet deadly, capable of shooting an arrow right through a 3-inch door. The drug in this bottle is more lethal than the venom of a cobra, and this is an ordinary net. These three items have one thing in common. They're instruments of death, and have been used throughout the history of man to kill or maim animals. Yet today, oddly enough, here in the wild, desolate Bundu, or bush country of Rhodesia, these are the very tools game rangers are using to help rescue animals from the threat of extinction. Not to kill them, but to capture them alive for scientific studies. Jim and I took part in the Operation Bundu Rescue, and found it one of our most action-packed adventures.
There's a lot of action, all right, when you catch a herd of stampeding antelope in a 400-foot net. The setup looks something like this. Near a water hole where animals come to drink, a net is placed across a natural escape route between two hills. When everything is ready and the animals are in position, land rovers converge from all sides and drive the quarry straight into the well-camouflaged trap. In Waikiki National Park, this method is used to catch the majestic sable antelope. Our trapping area centers around a permanent waterhole that's frequented each day by large herds of sable antelope. Without doubt, they're one of the most beautiful antelope in the world. They're becoming rare, so it's vital to begin a study of their habits by trapping and tagging them. The main herd hasn't come to the waterhole yet. We hope they'll wait a while, because half a mile away, we're just starting to place the last net, well hidden by a patch of bush. It's 8 feet high and made of 1/4-inch nylon, strong enough to stop almost anything. Ian Miller is a senior warden at Wankee. He and Warden Basil Pallister supervise the operation. Once the net is laid out, 10-foot poles are used to prop it up. Shorter poles are cut to be used as braces. When an animal hits the net, these braces fall out and allow the net to collapse. The props are important. One mistake can let an antelope escape. I want to see how it works, so I become the antelope. When the net is touched, the poles collapse and the net falls to envelop me. The brace is designed to easily kick out. The trap should work well. There's still some work to be done on this section of the net. We must inspect the rest of the trap. Time is running out. However, the trap is almost complete. Just a few more thorny trees and a brush fence leading from the hill will be complete. This will act as a barrier that will help funnel the animals into the trap. One last check to see that all the brace poles are in position. It's time to leave. We've got to be out of sight before any more animals come to the waterhole. Nothing must frighten them until we start the drive. As I move my Land Rover into position just above the waterhole, I see the sable still there drinking. A petite steenbuck is waiting in the bush. A kudu stands alert. Roan antelope, rare and strikingly beautiful, suddenly scent danger. It's time to begin the drive. Waterbuck. Now to turn them toward the net. At 40 miles an hour, they're still staying ahead of me. Another Land Rover cuts in behind the herd of sables. He's got to keep them running toward the net. Now they're in position. All of them are heading straight for the trap. And can they run? Warden Len Harvey arrives first. He's got him. I've got another one. Len has his sable well tangled. It's scared but not hurt. Fortunately for them, that one's horns were under the net. I'm not so lucky. This sable's horns are nearly free. It's a dangerous situation. Those horns slash with lightning speed. They're sharp enough to kill a lion, and he'll use them on me if he gets half a chance. I think I've got it. He almost gets me. Now to throw him, if I can. One last pull, and he's in the bag. Driving Antelope into the net was just part of the job. Even though we worked fast to get them out, one of them, a Sesame, almost escaped. He's going to get out if we don't hurry. His horns are deadly. Watch out. Len had a close call. If the net hadn't stopped the Sesame's charge, he would have been badly gored. Rather than tag and release him right away, we're going to put him into a dark box. Tsessebes are very high-strung animals. If we tie him up, he's liable to go into shock. The box must be narrow so he can't thrash around and hurt himself while he's being transported. These animals are being trapped in cooperation with animal collectors from Omaha, Southwest Africa. Some of the animals will go to their zoo park. This one's going into a compound here at Wanky, where he'll be studied before being tagged and released. Ian Miller has the last of our catch well under control, a young water buck. In fact, she already seems to be taming down. Long ears and a shaggy coat are characteristics of the water buck. This one's about a year old. She won't need to go into a box. A pile of net on the back of Ian's truck will be a good place for her. Loading animals in 100-degree heat is no fun. Under these conditions, even a water buck needs a little water to cool off. She's in good shape, and when tagged and released, should give scientists many years of study and observation.
Nets are fine for catching animals the size of antelope, but when it's necessary to capture a 5-ton elephant, modern-day rangers take a tip from primitive man and resort to crossbows and drugs. Before joining them on this mission, Jim and I surveyed the elephant herds in the area. We don't have to go far to find them. In the dry season, elephants depend on the water hole for survival. This herd has just come in for their daily drink and bath. From the looks of them, food's pretty scarce. This baby's still drinking with his mouth. It takes a while to learn to use your trunk like grown-ups. The old swimming hole's getting crowded. An even larger herd is on its way. There are so many elephants here that the area near the water hole is almost completely stripped of vegetation. Still more elephants are feeding in the bush nearby. With his amazing trunk, whole limbs are fed into huge jaws, where molars the size of bricks grind off the tender bark. An elephant will stand eating like this for 20 hours a day. It takes a lot of feeding to fill him up. When an elephant grazes, not even the tiniest twig escapes his probing trunk. It's a lever as well as a hand, and when he's finished, he'll have stripped the bushes bare. That's why this area is already a near desert. Game wardens are camped nearby, getting ready to begin an elephant tagging program. We agree a study must be made of their movements to help solve the problem of overpopulation. Game Warden Tinky Haslam and Ranger Ronnie von Heerden are the men who are going to do the darting. This modern crossbow is much more powerful and accurate than ancient models. Biologist Jerome Anderson brings in the ammunition. It's an elephant-sized dart syringe that'll be shot like an arrow. It's loaded with a new morphine-based drug called M99. It must be handled carefully. Now to find the elephants.
The first group we see is in thick bush. Can't shoot one here. On our way to the large water hole, we see a lone bull drinking at a small water hole. This is a perfect situation for our first attempt at elephant darting, but it's a dangerous one. Ronnie has a gun to back us up. So far, our target doesn't see us. We're in range. It bounced off. He wheels the charges. Fortunately, he changes his mind and heads for the timber. We'll have to look for another elephant. After missing our first elephant, we move to the large water hole. A few elephants are already there, but they're out in the open where it'll be dangerous to stalk them. If we get into a tight spot, it may be a rough ride. So Jeremy stays back at a safe distance to protect the drugs. We go as close as possible with the Land Rover before continuing on foot. It may be necessary to use it for protection at almost any time. It takes a long lever to cock the powerful bow. The trigger is cocked. Now for the dart syringe. When it hits the elephant, it will automatically inject the drug. The elephants are still there. The crossbow is most effective up to 40 yards. Our approach is careful, but steady. A bull suddenly sees us, but he still doesn't know what we are. We're so close, if we move or fire now, he's liable to charge. We decide to let him get further away. First, we make sure that Ranger von Heerden is covering us. As we move in for another shot, we see that the other elephants are playing King of the Mud Hole. This is a better situation. A hit. It looks as if he took a full charge. Now, to stay back so he doesn't move too far. From the vantage point of an anthill, we check the time. It'll take at least a half an hour for the drug to knock him down, but it's already beginning to take some effect. A few moments later, he's becoming unsteady on his feet. He should be. He's had enough drug to knock down 10 horses or kill 20 men. It can't be long now. A half hour is almost up. He's down. His comrade is bewildered. Now he comes back to stand guard. It'll be dangerous to go up with him there, but the drug won't last long. The elephant tries hard to get his fallen companion to move. Finally, he gives up. He must realize that we're a real threat to him. The elephant is completely unconscious. He got a big dose of the drug. In any case, we'll have to work fast. There's a lot to do. Ranger Von Heerden stands guard while we begin to pierce Jumbo's ear to install a permanent ear tag. His tusk is numbered with silver nitrate. The hole is necessary in order to attach a shiny aluminum disc. It's fastened on so it'll stay for the life of the elephant. Warden Haslam says it can be seen from a mile away. The job's been easy so far. Now, to give the elephant a more visible number. For that, we use a special waterproof paint. Jeremy prepares an antidote that'll revive him as soon as we're finished painting. The elephant's number will be recorded in a book. Still, no other elephants in sight, so it's a good time to give him the antidote. A syringe full is injected directly into the bloodstream. The antidote acts as a powerful stimulant. In fact, it's a lot more powerful than we had counted on. The combination of drug and crossbow works perfectly. It was a rough ordeal for the elephant, but the knowledge gained through the tracing of his movements will eventually help rescue other elephants from the threat of extinction.
As man pushes his civilization farther and farther into the Bundu wilderness of the world, animal after animal will be crowded into certain extinction unless man continues to arm himself with weapons to help gain knowledge instead of weapons to kill. Once we can trace the movements of animals through tagging operations such as the one taking place in Rhodesia, we'll know, for instance, how far an animal moves in a day, in a year, in a lifetime, what he eats, when and how much, and even how long he lives. Armed with this knowledge and the desire to put it to use, there can always be room for both man and animal in the wild kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha has presented Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.